Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic, freaking a day. So, this is another episode of How Did They Do? And if you're new to the How Did They Do series we have going on, it's kind of like a review. Not really, but kind of like it. Anyways, this is not an attack on your town. This is not an attack on your state. Heck, this isn't even an attack on the truck stop itself. It's my basically interactions with all these truck stops that I have the privilege of. I cannot believe I barely said privilege, of going to. And I thought maybe it would help some of you out. Maybe you can relay some of the information that you've had at these certain truck stops, and so on and so on and so on. So it's kind of like a review, but not like a review. Anyways, today's How Did They Do episode is going to be a little bit of, it's going to be a little touchy for me. And I'm going to be completely honest throughout the whole thing, and I'm going to leave the opinion up to you guys, all right? Now, we did have a request for a certain spot, and the spot is in Worthington, Minnesota at the Blue Line. I'm sorry, there are a ton of flies in this truck. For whatever reason, I don't know what is the problem. But anyways, it's Worthington, Minnesota, Blue Line truck stop. It's exit 45, I believe, on the north side of I-90 on Highway 60. It's 45 or 44. I don't know. All the information will be in the description, just like the last one. So this one was asked by one of you guys for me to give a How Did They Do episode on. And here's the thing. I have not been to this truck stop in many years. It's just right down the road from me. I used to stop there all the time, but it has, in the last like 5 or so years, it has gone downhill so bad. It used to be, it's always been fly. It's always been kind of one of those dirty mom and pop gravel yard places, but the inside was awesome. Always was clean, always had decent snacks and everything like that. The people that worked there were always fantastic to deal with. Now, a lot of you know that in my mind, it's the people that work at a place, the owners that own a certain truck stop, blah 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 blah, that make the truck stop great in my mind, right? It's because let's face it. Most truck stops have the exact same thing. They charge the exact same money. They have the same knickknacks. They have, they're all the same stuff because it's a truck stop. What are you going to do in a truck stop, right? So a lot of the times, they have the same stuff, sodas, candy bars, trinket stuff, truck supply stuff. A truck just passed me. So a lot of it is the same, and that's why I don't really feel comfortable filming inside, because a lot of it is the same. For me, it's more of cleanliness, helpfulness, interactive, just the people side of it. That's what makes a great truck stop for me. And this place used to be very good, and the cafe that was in that place, or restaurant, whatever you want to call it, man, it was spectacular. But I noticed quite a few years ago, that it went downhill very quickly. The inside is always broken, janky, dirty looking. The showers are severely outdated. The hot and cold water, you'll scald yourself if somebody in England flushes their toilet. You'll think you're on Antarctica when somebody in Russia, I don't know, brushes their teeth. I mean, it's so inconsistent. It's ridiculous. So the bathrooms or the showers are they're kind of cringy. Um, but there was always good people. There was always good people. You could clearly tell that they tried. You could clearly tell that they gave it their all. Now, I have I haven't been in there in a couple of years, but with this whole virus thing, I'm not gonna go into that particular place right now, just to go eat because the restaurant's closed for right now. At least I think it is. If you know 100% sure, please leave a comment. But also too, if you've been here in the last like 6 months to a year to the Blue Line, leave a comment. Let me know your experience. Let other people know what you thought. All right, because that's what this is for. So part of me remembers when it was great. Part of me remembers when it was at rock bottom. I haven't been in there in a couple years, like at all, because I just don't like the place. The other one across the street or across the highway is not any better. Their parking lot is even more jankier. It's always college kids in there working, so the whole customer service portion of it is non-existent. But that's neither here nor there. This particular How Did They Do is focused on the Blue Line Cafe because, again, it was because of one of you that it made it onto an episode. It's simple. All you have to do is just let me know, hey, you want me to do a How Did They Do episode on such and such a place, and if I have been there recently, I will do it. If I have not been there, we will have a conversation because if I remember being there, whatever. But this place here, since it is in my backyard, it's an hour down the road from me. And I do have a long history of stopping here. I feel a little bit more comfortable putting it on an episode of How Do They Do because of that factor right there. Like I said, I have a long history at this place. I used to stop there almost every week for many weeks, years. Would stop there every week, everything like that. So this one's going to be it's going to be harsh. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be harsh. But I want you guys, especially if you've been there, like I said, within the last 6 months to a year, I want you to be honest, and I want you in the comments to put your crap factor scale, what you would put it on the crap factor scale, in the comments, all right? But before you do that, I want you to leave your opinion. Was this dirty? Was this clean? Was this good? Was this bad? Was that broken? Was this fixed? Leave a constructive, basically, review, and then put your crap factor score. Because, again, I remember when it was great. I remember when it was really bad. But I haven't been there in the last few months or a couple years. So it's a little bit of a touchy one for me. Now, the parking lot has always been gravel. At night, there is no structure to the parking arrangements. So at night, if you're one of the unlucky ones, you're getting parked in. Again, the restaurant, the last time I ate there, it was horrendous. It was absolutely disgusting. I've heard rumors that if you go during the the overnight shift, it's better. But again, I don't know. I'm going to be very neutral on the restaurant and just say, when I remember it in its heyday, it was fantastic. The last time I physically ate there, it was pretty bad. Again, the truck stop has always been old. It's never been new, modern, blah 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 blah, but it always had a clean feel to it. The last time I was in there again, there was a lot of stuff broken. It had a smell. It looked dirty. It looked broken. It looked old, and it was very clear that's the way it looked. These flies, I swear to God, I just opened the windows. There's nothing in here. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Now, there again, you know, I haven't been in there in a couple of years. I'm assuming because of the history of the place, I'm assuming it has not gotten any better. I don't know if it actually changed hands, if it's under new management, which I don't. If it's under new management, I don't. Okay, I don't. It's still going to be bad. I mean, let's just face facts, right? There's a reason why it was underneath new management, and unless if the ownership is not going to work their butts off to fix the problem, it doesn't matter if it's new management or not, because it's just an excuse. So yeah, this one was a struggle for me. This one was a struggle. Putting everything, I mean, putting everything into one pot, looking at every single detail that I look at to come up with the craft factor score is, this one was a tough one. It was a tough one. I'm going to be honest. I probably shouldn't be giving it a review until I go back in there. I just had no desire to go in there. I'm going to be completely honest. I just have no desire to go back to the place. It was that bad when I was there last time. I just don't feel the need to go back. The parking lot, like I said, has always been kind of garbage. The restaurant is always, or the restaurant slash truck stop has always been, it's been old. It's been, it's seen better days. But putting everything together, like I was saying, I honestly, now, please, by all means, give a detailed comment on your experience going there. If you've been there within the last year, give your comments. Please leave detailed comments and then give your craft factor score. Now, if you guys are like me and you haven't been there in many years, I want you to do the same thing, but I want you to put how long ago, or about how long ago it was since you were there. For me, it was about 2 years ago. And again, I have no desire to go back. I don't, it left such a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to go back. And it's my local truck stop. So, or one of my local truck stops, I should say. And craft factor, let's just get to it. All right, let's just get into it, because I'm sure somebody somewhere somehow is going to be disappointed with this score. But I have to keep it real. I have to look at everything from what I know, right? And again, I will openly admit, I have not been there in a couple years, in 2 years. And I don't really want to go back. The score that first instantly came to my mind was a 2.5. But I don't feel comfortable giving it that score. So, because the person that I talked to, you know who you are, by the way. Thank you for the idea. Me and that person talked, and they said that they thought the food was fine, and everything like that. They agreed that the parking lot was, pretty bad. That the truck stop itself seemed old and dirty, and stuff like that. But after bringing in the discussion with the person that was recently there, it's still going to be a bad score. I'm not 100% sure if it's the worst. I don't think it's the worst because I think DeCasey's in Tunkawa, Oklahoma was, and the Valero was by far the worst because it was really bad. I can't. I gotta give it a 4.4. All right, a 4.4 on the crab factor scale. Just because, I mean, like I said, I wanted to go, 2.1 or 2.5, but yeah, I'm gonna be nice. Looking, like I said, there has been no changes since I started driving. There has been no changes. There has been no attempt to fix the parking lot. There has been no attempt to remodel. There is no attempt to, hire staff that seems to enjoy working there. There is no attempt on fixing, the hot water issue, the cold water issue for the showers. There has been no attempt to make the place look new, feel inviting, feel, comforting when you go there. So, yeah, 4.4 is my score for Worthington Blue Line truck stop, Travel Plaza, whatever it's called. I don't know. It's on the north side of the interstate, right off Highway 60. And yeah, again, if you've been there, please, by all means, leave a comment. If you guys have an idea of a truck stop for a How Did They Do episode, leave it in the comments or email me. Join our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord already, please do so. Link is in the below. We do have an official website coming. How soon? Don't know. But in the description is the actual website name. So if you click on it and you go visit it, it's going to say we are under construction, but we do own it, my friends. We do own it. Anyways, thank you so much for coming to join me. That is an episode of How Did They Do? Hopefully you guys thought it was awesome. Thank you for all the support, which means, hitting the thumbs up, because that does help more than you actually know. And also, if you're new around here, thank you so much for finding me. Thank you for coming to hang out with this episode of How Did They Do? And don't forget to grab your front row parking. How do you grab your front row parking? All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, and bada bang, bada boom. Front row is yours, my friends, and it's all yours. 24/7, 366 days a year. You're catching on. Anyways, thank you so much. I may not be for everybody, but I just might be for you. We will see you later. Bye-bye.